Hey everybody, it's Dan Sfera, www.theclinicaltrialsguru.com. Once again, that website address is theclinicaltrialsguru.com. Today I wanted to talk to you about pre-screening and what that means. And once again, the term is pre-screening. And you got to forgive me, I'm a little congested. I came down with the flu and I'm getting over it, so lots of vitamins. But anyways, what is pre-screening? A lot of study participants, when they first, let's say that you're a potential study participant and you're at home watching TV and an ad comes out for a clinical trial that you're interested in. So you call that number. What they're going to do on the other end of that phone call is ask you a series of questions. Now, of course, you have every right not to give out your information, but let me tell you, and the purpose of this video is to let you know what that information is used for. Because a lot of people are somewhat hesitant, and I understand. I mean, we're living in a day and age where your data is being sold and who knows what's going on. I can guarantee you in clinical trials, any reputable clinic is going to ask you a series of questions to determine whether you qualify for their studies. And a lot of the questions that they ask you are going to be, confidential. So you have every right, once again, not to disclose that information. But if you really want to get into the trial, it's probably in your best interest to do so. That way they can let you know right there on the phone whether you qualify or not. So they're going to ask you your name. They're going to want to know your age. They're going to want to know what you're currently diagnosed with. They're going to want to know any other medical conditions that you may have. They're going to want to know what medication you're on. They may even want to know who your doctor is. Now, once again, you have every right not to give this information out. It's yours. But if you want to get into a study, it's probably a good idea to cooperate with the research clinic that you're calling just to see whether or not you qualify. A lot of these protocols that are out there and a lot of these studies that are out there are very specific, and they have very specific requirements. So the reason why the research clinics are asking you these questions are not to be nosy, and they're not trying to infringe on your privacy. They're trying to determine if you qualify for the clinical trial or not. And like I said, every reputable clinic is going to keep your information confidential. They're not going to sell your data to marketers. They're not going to pass your information on to someone who's going to flood your mailbox or your email with junk mail. They're not going to refer you to places that are going to keep calling you and keep bothering you. They're going to put that stuff in a database that they have in order to determine whether you qualify for that particular study or not. And they'll let you know right then and there if you do qualify. Now, if you don't want to give out the information, that's understandable. What you can do is ask them for what studies they currently have for your condition, and then ask them what the inclusion and the exclusion criteria are, and also ask them if they can send you a copy of the informed consent, or if you can stop by and pick up a copy. But most people, for the most part, and I do a lot of pre-screening at my company, South Coast Clinical Trials, most people have no problem giving me that information. They understand that I'm working with them, trying to get them into a study, and I need certain information in order to determine whether that individual may or may not qualify for a clinical trial. So this video is just a quick reminder, or maybe for a lot of you guys, a quick introduction to what a pre-screening is. And that's why when you first call a research clinic and you're not known to that research clinic, let's say it's your first interaction with them, they're going to want to know a little bit about you. And once again, it's not because they're trying to sell your information. They're not trying to sell your private information to third-party companies. They want to know whether you qualify for the clinical trials that they have going on or not. And you may or may not want to give them your information, but you do have options. But it is in your best interest, if you are trying to get into a clinical trial, to cooperate with them. And let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you have had any good or bad experiences with calling up research clinics and them asking you for your information. Let me know how it went. I'd be interested to hear more from you guys. www.theclinicaltrialsguru.com. Thanks a lot.